Except what they didn't know was that the train engineer was so tyrannical to any and everyone that when he passed out at the wheel, they were all afraid to see to him, thinking he might wake up and yell at them. So they let him lay there on the floor of the train as it went speeding down the hill. And from this incident, we will learn the secret of the foam rubber mining industry. Great train robbery of foam rubber in the town of on March 27, 1927. But first, let's introduce our cast of characters. Let me see if I can remember. There was R. Beck and K. Beck and L. Beck and B. Beck and Agatha Christie Beck and Stephen, who farts all the time. There was Billy Bob Beck and Becky Beck and Bartholomew Beck, and boy, we're worried about that Beck. And related to the Becks were the Shermans. Sherman Beck. You know the Sherman Beck, right? And then there was Hazel and Louie and Quadruple. They named one of their kids Quadruple. And there was Richard C. Beck and George R. Beck and Harold Hardiggs Beck, the owner and operator. And there was 77 Sunset Strip Beck. And there was the Beck Oil and Gas and the Beck Lumber Company and the Beck Railroad, all in the town of But most important in the town was the Beck Foam Rubber Mine, where they mine foam rubber. You know, foam rubber, that stuff that they pad your seat with, you know, that kind of foam rubber. Where'd you think it came from? And into the town of came two will-o'-the-wisp, some ne'er-do-wells, some hodgepodge of humanity, the Sepsis brothers, Clay and Doe. But the Sepsis brothers, having been up to no good, plotting and conniving their way into a melodrama-type situation, tying her to the railroad tracks and all, her mine owner's daughter, Becky Beck. Why, you say? To get to her father, to give up the keys to the foam rubber mine, you know, where they mine foam rubber. Well, see, the Sepsis brothers had canvassed the town and ascertained, that's a mighty big word there, ascertained, that the shipment of foam rubber was due to leave today. The pay for the miners, or no, I got that wrong. Why was the foam rubber train leaving? And then the Sepsis brothers met up with Peach Freely Beck, who knew where all the bodies were buried, and she told them, harass Harold, mine owner. Yeah, that's the ticket. We want your mine. You can't have it. We want your mine. You can't have it. We know, Peach Freely said. Where to show you where it is. Well, see, the Septis brothers had confronted the owner of the mine for the foam rubber, and he had confused and tricked them brothers. And when the brothers finally figured it out that he was smarter than they are, they decided they were going to shove him down the chute, and he wasn't going to have any of that. And so the owner offered up his daughter so they wouldn't kill him. And I got a Septis brothers. I gave myself to him. How's that? Eternal Jim, she was screaming, I'll give myself to the first man I see. And now the love story part of the melodrama. Whenever Beck thought of Eternal Jim, while he stood lonely, arm outstretched, holding an always lit lantern, here on the edge of nowhere, being the turn of good, so he could wave bye-bye to the return shipment of foam rubbers. Eternal Jim was her heart content, but she always imagined while she stood brushing a horse. I think that's what she's doing. Tried to get as far away from her as he could get. Anyway, back to the story. Did I tell you the one? Get on with it! Well, I was just thinking out loud. What was I talking about? Trains! Yeah, trains. Oh, yeah. The great foam rubber train robbery of 1927. Hey, not that the train was made out of foam rubber. It was... That would be pretty funny, though, if two foam rubber trains were bouncing off of each other. Well, so the Septis brothers' plan was to stop the train with the mine shipment of foam rubber and rob it, not realizing the foam rubber was leaving with the train, but instead of instead of stopping the train leaving with the shipment, they stopped the train arriving by inadvertently tying the daughter to the railroad tracks, as I told you. And boy, they didn't have to tie her, because if anything, she threw herself on the railroad tracks in front of the train. Ooh, I hurt myself. I don't know if that was out of her or her clumsiness for the whole situation. But what they didn't know, but you do, is that the train was still a-coming, because the engineer was on the floor and nobody was going to wake him up. Boy, that was a long way to go to get back to the story. Now, that foam rubber mine had been, shall we say, tapped out for years. And what they all didn't know was when the train took the foam rubber away in the night, Beck Lumber and Oil brought back the same foam rubber that had taken out during the day. Well, but that's another story. Anyway, here is the train barreling into the town with the train engineer on the floor and the daughter on the track with a twisted knee. Help. Oh, shut up. No, we want her to yell. Oh, what? All the town to come see her? Oh, shut up. No, we want her to yell. And popped her all the way across the valley. Till she landed in the arms of Eternal Jim, where she did what she always wanted to do. So now the Septis brothers had to escape town. And what better way to do that was to hide in a railroad car among the styrofoam. And what they didn't know, that when the styrofoam left town, it would return later that night. And the Septus brothers, unbeknownst to themselves, were going to be reconstituted in that mine and turned into foam rubber. So, if you get a little bit of sepsis in you, it's on you. And every night, after the BBFRR left town, it would return while the town was asleep at midnight and unfurl the same load of foam rubber it had picked up during the day.